Sorry to make you work a little overtime tonight, but class schedule required a later start. But I was thrilled with the way they came to work. It's been a great week of practice, and there's obvious energy with our football team in anticipation of a big game. So I'm sure that's also the case in Tucson. It ought to be a whale of a ball game. Questions?
What do you think the environment's going to be like out there Thursday night?
You know, like most college football stadiums, it'll be jumping, and it'll be the home crowd excited for their team. Kind of a new start of sorts, and for our team, it's a chance to hopefully take another positive step in the conference.
Coach, how does Brijo's injury affect the rest of the season?
Well, anytime you lose your quarterback, that's a hardship. But we were fortunate that we had an experienced player to come off the bench, not only in the Washington State game, but also to get ready for the rest of the year. We still hold out optimism that Richard will return before the season's end. But in the meantime, we feel very good about the way Kevin Prince has worked, and we also feel good about Brett Hundley in his backup role. So I like our quarterback situation. It is what it is, but we're not going to complain.
When you watch Arizona on film, do they look like they won in 5 games?
No, they're a much better team than their record would indicate. And you know, if you stop to really analyze who they've played over the last 10 or 11 games, it's a murderer's row. And you know, they've put up a lot of points. They've lost a lot of close games. There's not a game that they were that's on that deal that they weren't in at some point. You know that, you know, that's a proud program and a bunch of kids that have great great character, and you know it's going to be a whale of a ball game.
How's the national television aspect impact this importance of this?
Well, you know, you like to put on your best when people are watching, and it's one of those games in that time slot where it's kind of the only game in town. So if people are turning on or channel surfing, we want them to make sure, hey, look at the Bruins, they've improved, and this is our opportunity to get that message across. Sure. I mean, you do things well in spotlight situations, that helps. I thought he was good. You know, there's some things that we can fix, but you know, the mistakes that were made were ones that are easily correctable. But his command, his ability to move the ball, we just can't turn it over. That's the key. And you know, we've got to keep working within his comfort zone to make sure that's the case.
You said you're going to use the bye like a training camp sort of deal for Hundley.
Last week we did, yes, yeah.
How did that work out for him?
He got lots of reps, you know, reps that would have been hugely valuable had he been able to have them in actual training camp. But you know, he's our backup quarterback right now, so he's got to be ready to roll.
Is he ready to roll?
Absolutely.
Street clothes, would you say they're looking fairly doubtful at this point?
Yeah, I would say that the chances are not great.
Coach, the Arizona head coach has recently been fired. How do you think that impacts the Arizona players?
Well, you know, obviously that kind of change is tough, especially if you're fond of your coach, and you got to believe that they were fond of Mike and his passion and so forth. But you know, the only thing they know how to do is give their best, and I know they're fond of their coaches that are still there, and I just expect them to play with great emotion on Thursday night. You know, I like it when it's close, and I like it that they keep clawing and trying and fighting for it, and both become better players, and consequently our depth gets better. So I haven't talked to our guys in the front as to who's ahead right now, but I'll have that information later in the week.
Fourier got named to the Washington Mackey Award. Watched the mid-season watch list of that.
Joe's had a great beginning of the season, and hopefully even a better second half. We get started here in earnest, and I think he's a real weapon, and I'm excited for him.
What does he bring? Not just on the field, but also, you know.
Well, he loves football. I mean, he's got that you know, that kind of personality that is obviously enjoys being out there amongst them. So the more of that you have on your football team, the more contagious it is. All right, gang. Thanks.